Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Kellen with Droid Life. So I'm just going to do a full overview briefly of the LG Optimus G on AT&T. Now, a week ago I did a quick walkthrough of this and the Sprint version together, but now that I'm not in a hotel room and actually have time to talk about it, I thought I'd do a real one for the review. So LG Optimus G on AT&T. As you can see, the giant 4.7-inch HD IPS Plus display, and it is gorgeous, let me tell you. Probably the best display I've used yet. You can see there actually is this giant chin down here, and that is for the hardware navigation keys, which disappear and show up depending on if the screen's on or not. Oh, you also have a 1.3 megapixel front camera up there. On this side, you have a volume rocker, and you do have a slot here for a micro SIM and an SD card. So this actually has 16 gig of internal, the AT&T version does, of internal storage, but you can, max that out with an SD card, the micro SD card. On the bottom is your micro USB ports. You got a couple of screws here in case you want to take the bottom off, and you also have this sort of rubber finish, which the Sprint version does not have. If we look at the top, there's your headphone jack, another mic, more rubber fun. And then on this right side over here, you actually have your lock switch. Now, I probably don't have a notification, but if you actually have a notification and lock that, there's actually a light around there that blinks red. On the back, now brace yourself for this. I just discovered this myself. Look at this thing right here. Line up the back. Can you see that? See that line right there? Okay, so let's skip that for a second. Okay, so you have an 8 megapixel camera up here, which sits flush with the actual back. The Sprint version is a 13 megapixel with a little hump there, so I actually kind of like this 8 megapixel version. You do have an AT&T logo. You have a speaker down here. As you can see, there's sort of this pattern reflecting here. They're calling this crystal reflection, and it's a different pattern on this one from the Sprint version, so you can tell they're able to customize sort of the look of it. It's kind of cool, which then has a glass plate on top of that. So within the last few minutes, actually when I came to make this video, and I was wiping all the fingerprints off, which are all there again, this line showed up, and it's apparently a crack. I mean, if I rub my finger over it, it's definitely a crack. And okay, so I did not drop this phone on any hard surface in the last week that I've had this phone. I have not done anything that would warrant such a crack, except for setting it down like this, or that's pretty much it. This hasn't fallen out of my pocket or from my head. We haven't done a drop test with it, but apparently I was able to crack this just by wiping it off and picking it up and down. So that's a little bit concerning. Anyway, that's definitely a crack. So there you have it. There's the build quality of the LG Optimus G. Now, I mean, other than that, this phone actually feels pretty phenomenal. I mean, it's solid. It feels really nice. This glass just must not be all that strong in the back, which is sort of bad because the back of a phone tends to take a beating over the front. So anyway, something to keep in mind. Let's talk about software for just a quick second.